Okay, today's title is 1.5 Postulates and Theorems relating to points, lines, and planes. This is what your note should look like. Here's your glue-in. Divide your notes into 4 equal sections labeled A, B, C, and D. And if you're watching this video, it's because you have been assigned the letter B and you'll be presenting on that. And for our video today, we're going to be learning about, or our theme will be the Avengers. So it's these guys. I haven't seen this movie yet, but I hear it's good. Okay, so what you're going to be bringing back to your focus group today is Postulate 6 and Postulate 7. And the first thing I want you to know is that you're not required to remember that this is Postulate 6 or that this is Postulate number 7. So there's no need to memorize that. Go ahead and write those in your notes, but just know you're not required to memorize it. What I've done, I'm going to go ahead and move the theme for our video, our Batman. He's your Avenger. To reveal kind of like also known as, like think of them as nicknames. They might help you remember the part that I want you to remember about the postulates, and that is not what the postulate's name is, but what the postulate says. So postulate 6, I said it's also known as what makes a line, and postulate 7, I said it's also known as what makes a plane. And we're going to be looking at 2 examples today of each of those postulates. Okay, so let's take a look at Postulate 6, and this is the part that I'd really like you to think about. It says, through any 2 points, there is exactly one, through any 2 points, there's exactly one, what do you think it is? I bet you're thinking line. That's right. So through any 2 points, there's exactly one line, and I can prove that to you. So here's point T, and here's point Q. If I connect these, there's only one way to connect these 2 points, and that's with one line, exactly one line. And that's one of the postulates. The second postulate you're going to be talking about is Postulate 7. I'm going to move Batman kind of out of the way here. Postulate 7 talks about what makes a plane, and there are 2 different scenarios they give us. So here's the first one. They say through any 3 points now, there is at least one plane, and here's the second part, through any 3 non-collinear, I hope you remember that word, non-collinear points, there is exactly one plane. Okay, so through any 3 points, there is at least one plane, but if you want to be more specific, if those 3 points are non-collinear, like in our example over here, let me move this just a little bit, then there's exactly one plane. So if I move my words just a little, we can take a look at our example. So I have 3 points, and points C, A, and R are non-collinear. So we're looking at the second part. Now they say if I want to contain those points, there's only one way I can do that, and that's by drawing in one plane. Only one plane would contain that. What the first part of the postulate's trying to say is that if you have, let's say, 3 points that are linear, collinear, so they're on a line, it says there could be at least one plane. So what would it look like if there were, let's say, 2 planes on here? Well, there could be another plane that goes through this way. Let me erase this a little bit so you can imagine it. So it's kind of hiding back here. I guess I could dash it out for you. So in that case, there's 2 planes. There's one plane here and 2 planes here. But what I